we haven't seen a lot of Spectre yet either. What is your take on him?
Well, Spectre's a guy who can play multiple positions. So obviously we have a lot of depth now, but he's literally working in on every position. So he knows he's got a great football IQ and athletic as well. So I think he'll play well later on too.
Jake was already swinging one of his first practices. How much is he like Dad?
Oh man, you can tell he got that Venables blood in him. Him and Dad were mad out there, but it was good to see. Jake plays hard. He's a physical linebacker, and he's like Coach V in the way that they're very aggressive and you know what I'm saying, passionate about what they do. No problem.
How do you feel like the defense responded today from the scrimmage on Saturday?
I think it was great. I think it was a huge bounce back compared to the lull we had the other day. And so I think everybody responded great, and I knew we would just because we have a very veteran presence around here. So it was expected.
Coach V was a little salty all spring after every scrimmage. Are you a little surprised that he wasn't as upset Saturday?
With that, I think he knows that we have a lot of veterans on the team, and we police ourselves in the way that just like he doesn't want us to do bad, we don't want to do bad ourselves, and we don't want to bust plays or let up big plays at all. So at the same time, he might not be as salty because he sees that we're getting on each other and trying to make each other better.
How fierce is the competition for those starting spots in the linebacking core?
Oh, it's crazy. Everybody's had snaps, you know, meaningful snaps. And that means a lot going into practices and going into games because it means that everybody knows what it's like to be out there and has proven that they can be out there. So, I mean, it's intense every day, but I feel like iron sharpens iron and makes you better.
Venables has said this is the year you're going to see Shaq Smith really make a jump. Where do you think he's made the progress?
I think mentally. Obviously he has all the gifts physically, you know, speed, strong, everything like that. But I think mentally he's really becoming more of a field general out there and just knowing exactly where he needs to be and when he needs to be there.
Back to that competition, just being out here competing, how much more do you maybe appreciate it now with the way things ended last year? I know that had to be really frustrating the way it went down.
Obviously it wasn't a good end for me, not what I would have wanted for my season, but I feel like it's given us some great depth going into this season. I think JD and Jamie, even though he hasn't practiced, have had great meaningful snaps, and they're great linebackers, and it just makes our linebacker core and our defense as a whole that much better.
Dumb question, but remind me, was it a stinger you had going on? What was it that kind of was going on with you there?
It was just a stinger that was a little prolonged in terms of the nerve was damaged, and I just had I had no movement in my arm for a while, so it just took a long time to get back.
Fully good now?
Yeah, 100%.
When did you feel 100%?
What's that?
When did you feel 100%?
I would say spring is when I knew, because I was going full go and hitting and everything like that, just because you never know if it would flare up again, but I've been hitting hard, everything like that, so I feel great.
You really wanted to play a lot in the postseason, didn't you?
I did, obviously, but everyone does. So, I mean, they kept me out, which was a good decision, just because you don't want things like that to come back and bite you, just because you feel like you're ready, but you're really not. So, I have no hard feelings.
Was it more just needing the time for healing, or just mentally to kind of get back to where they wanted you to be?
I mean, I take mental reps with everything, but I think a little bit of both. You know, you just want to be careful with everything.
Coaching point wise, what did they kind of give you over the summer? Like, this is where we want to see your growth.
They said reacting to passes in terms of knowing exactly what my assignment is in the pass game, because I feel like in the run game I'm pretty strong in terms of knowing where I need to be, but in that pass game, just because I haven't had as much experience in that area, I feel like that's where they wanted me to get better the most, so that's what I worked on this summer.
Was it frustrating with the shoulder, because it's not like a broken bone where you know it's going to heal in 4 or 6 weeks? Was it frustrating knowing there's nothing really that you could do about it?
Well, I mean, it was very frustrating, but that's within the injury with me. I mean, obviously, just because you don't have the exact timetable, you can't really tell people this is how many weeks until I'm back, and you know, answering the questions was tough sometimes. But it was frustrating, but to be over it now, I feel great.
Does most of that work come for you in the film room and seeing past game stuff, or is it more of the technique and drops and working that stuff out here?
I would say reps, at least for me. I like to feel things out on the field by myself. I mean, there's only so much you can watch before you can do, so I feel like just seeing the routes and feeling them and going over my motions helps me most.
You feel like you're pretty much the healthiest you've been
in practice for a long time?
I definitely do. I mean, I feel like I've been improving all the time. So in terms of right now, I feel even better than I did yesterday or the day before.
You ready to get in that competition and get back to that starting role?
Exactly, yeah. I can't wait.
Would there be a couple teammates you'd grab to come out and work on the routes, or how did you?
I mean, the wide receivers are literally always working. Everybody out there, you know what I'm saying, working with Kelly, Trevor, Chase Bryce, everybody. The quarterbacks be out there, so they put that extra work in all the time. So you just jump out there with them and, you know what I'm saying, Mylan, tight ends, so anyone, they're always out there.
Thanks, Trey.
Thanks, sir.
Somebody asked, how things with the linebacker depth? Is James Skowski back at linebacker? Is he back and playing yet?
He's not back quite yet, but he'll be back during camp sometime.
And